Hi, hello from the van. So this is not our usual vlogs, and it's not really van life, although we will have one on Friday that's kind of linked to what's just gone on. But the dog's underneath me because he didn't want to be left alone in the house. He comes and sits in the van with me. You right there, Pablo? We just wanted to show you something. So, yeah. If you're a friend of mine or you're part of the family or you've been a bit observant, you'll have noticed that my dad passed away recently. And yeah, my dad. So my dad was a soldier. He was a dad and he was a soldier. He spent 22 years in the regulars and most of that in 7 Para RHA. So he was a proud para, but he wasn't just a para. He was a Royal Horse Artillery para. So he could do all the para stuff, but they can also jump out of planes with 1-tonners, jeeps, guns, and start firing artillery from all over the place. So he was proud of that as well. But on top of that, he was Bull's Troop. So Bull's Troop is a Royal Horse Artillery that you can trace all the way back to the Battle of Waterloo. So Bull's Troop, their name came post-Waterloo for stuff they did, like firing over their own troops and clearing out woods of French people in the Battle of Waterloo that helped stop the French turning the tide at certain points in that battle. So yeah, he was a proud para. And then when he finished his 22 years, he went on to do long service. So he worked full-time for the Territorial Army. So he worked till he was 60, but not just any TA regiment. He worked for 2-3 SAS. So he served basically his country from being a young lad waiting to join the army. I think they had some sort of junior soldier thing, all the way to he was 60. So that's the dad I grew up with, was that soldier, that dad, that person. And then dementia comes. And you lose the person you knew, don't you? You lose them completely. And it wasn't just a bit of dementia. To give you an idea, me and Nikki have been together 8 years and she's never really known my dad, ever. She's met my dad. She didn't know my dad because that wasn't my dad. My dad was long gone. My dad was, you know, the dad I knew. He was gone. And you sort of live with that, and you get to a point where you're going, he nearly died a few times, and you're thinking it would be a blessed relief. And it is right. People should be able to say that they want to go when they get to a certain stage. They didn't recognise it. He knew nobody. He had to have help eating and stuff, yet still he persisted on. My dad was always a fighter, and he fought and fought and fought. Even though my dad wasn't there, the fight was still there. And then eventually, it takes him. And you think, well, he's old, isn't he? And it's going to be terrible, isn't it? It's just a sad occurrence. It's going to be a quiet funeral. Nobody really knows the dad that I knew. It's just going to be this shell being cremated, and that's it. But then my sister steps in. And I wind her up a lot. Basically, there's a bit of an age gap, so I've wound her up forever that she's adopted or was a mistake. But she steps in and she starts trying to organise the funeral. And that's where somebody called Dave comes in. So we'll be forever grateful with Dave. So Dave starts to put the words out. And that's when the comrades step in. It's when the people that were younger, the people that have survived, the people from the wider regiment, people from the wider army, they all step in. And next thing you know, it's like a military send-off. There's buglers, there's flags, there's all these old comrades doing an honour guard for it. There's all these red berries at his funeral, there's red berries at the wake, there's people reminiscing, telling stories about him. And yeah, they just stepped up. Those comrades and that wider parachute regiment, that wider military thing steps up. And you get your dad back. And even though Nikki had never met him, what she said was, it wipes away. takes away all of that dementia, all of that decade of, or more, of him not being my dad. It just wiped it. So those people gave our dad back to us. And then after the funeral, that wider military thing actually unveiled his plaque down at Aldershot. And then this weekend, we've been away for the final part of, that's probably a trilogy of things. But those three things, the military kind of funeral, the unveiling of the plaque in Aldershot, and then this weekend was the final bit that my dad would have absolutely loved. So Mark, ex-para, does a thing where you can have ashes scattered in the sky. So yeah, and Bryn, who filmed it, will be eternally grateful for them. We'll be eternally grateful for all the people that worked with my dad that turned up, all the people from the wider parachute regiment that's turned up, all the people from other regiments that supported by bringing colours and flags from the associations and stuff, the buglers, you know, they've all just given us our dad back. But yeah, Mark just does this for any para that wants their ashes scattered. And I could highly recommend doing it. It's just such a moving day. And it just fills you with pride. And you forget all the other stuff. Because dementia's just, it's horrible, isn't it? And one of the reasons we're in a van travelling about is things like that. Watching people get dementia. And you often see that really corny thing, adventure before dementia, on the back of vans. I really don't want that sticker on my van. But I do feel that's where you should get to. You should live your life before it's too late. Because you don't know what's coming, do you? So yeah, they gave us all that back. And yeah, it's not a normal vlog. But I just want to tell you what's gone on. And my dad did his final parachute jump. And this vlog's to share that. So, have a pause. And here's my dad, my hero, and a man who gave his life for this country. What more can you do?